Welcome, everybody, and welcome to Whisper2scream. This is our July 2018 broadcast. We're calling this our summertime broadcast. My name is Bernard, and I am your host. Now, it's been hotter than the 4th of July all over this country, and lots of rain here on the East Coast. Now, y'all know how we do it. We're going to start with the follow-up on some of our past stories, like net neutrality and the federal communications, and that you can expect to pay more for internet services. Well, now something new has been instituted. Under a new ruling, if you want to make a formal complaint to the Federal Communications Commissions, you can. But now it's going to cost you $225. Now, you pay that, and the FCC will be glad to handle your issue on your behalf. So now we have to pay the FCC to do their job. Now, you can still make informal complaints, and the FCC will be happy to pass along your complaint to the very provider that you're complaining about. Go figure. All right, my fellow Americans, I hope you have been enjoying your short-term pay raise. Sometime in the fall, we will begin to see prices of products go up, partly because of our trade war with the rest of the world. Now, expect to see the prices go up on things like computers, refrigerators, fabrics, clothing, vacuum cleaners, lighting. A lot of this stuff comes from China. And guess what? The U.S. no longer produces these things, at least not in mass. We get these items from China. Now, when those prices go up, eventually the feds are going to raise the interest rate. So now we're smelling inflation. So you're going to need a raise just to cover the basics of living day to day. As is said in the South, things fitting to get tight around here. So, I'm going to say it again, save more money. Cut down on your spending. Save more of your money. This goes out to Boo Boo, Man, Tinker, and them too. And some of you already know who I'm talking about. But seriously, if you can only save $10 a week, put it aside, just like your grandma always told you. That equals around $40 a month. And that equals to almost $500 a year. And you ain't really missing it. See, now you have a lump sum. You can use it any way you want. Hopefully you will use it in ways to secure your families. But anyway, for example, out of that $500, let's say you put $300 in a savings account. And that will pay you at least a penny on a dollar. Maybe you will have enough money for a down payment for the new heating system for your home, or maybe you wanted to take that vacation and now you can buy that plane ticket. There's any number of ways you can put that lump sum to work for you. Now, $500 may not sound like much, but when you can put your hands on that sum, you might be surprised at what you can do with that. And if you can save more than $10 a week, then you're setting yourself up for more opportunities. We told you in our last broadcast we would share some information on how to save taxes to your heirs in a trust fund. Now, because of the new tax laws, when you leave your children or your grandchildren or anyone under the age of 19 some money, they will have to pay at a tax rate of about 37%. That's the same rate as someone who earns $600,000 per year. That ain't right. Well, here are a few things you can do. For example, if you own your own business, you can hire your kids as employees and set tax rates appropriate for their salaries. That means if they are in a lower tax bracket, they will pay a lower tax rate on assets from a trust fund. Follow me? Another way is for he or she to wait until they are 19 years old and get a job and pay the appropriate tax bracket. Now, most of us start off in a lower tax bracket at the beginning of our work life, and hopefully they can keep more of their inheritance. Now, speaking of dollars and cents, if you have a savings account, when was the last time you checked the interest on your savings? Meaning, how much did your bank pay you for using your money? Well, check this out. Let's say you have $1,000 in a savings account. When you read the interest paid to you for 30 days, I think you will find that you only earn about 4 cents on that $1,000. Now, I'm ready to blame the banks for that miserable sum, but the truth is that we need to pay more attention to how we save and invest our money. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Now, let's say you give me a loan for $1,000 and I'm supposed to pay you back in 30 days. How would you feel if I returned your $1,000 and I said thank you? And then told you, here are 4 pennies for allowing me to use your money so I could make more money. But then I just give you 4 cents. Either I'm real smart or you need to get smarter and come up with better ways to use your money. Now, I'm not a money manager other than for myself, but I know there are others of you who are out there and have some plan to make money grow. You might even be a banker. So if you know of a plan, please leave this plan or other comments in the comments section below, or send it to our email address. You can send it to us, and we'll talk about it on the air. And our email address is coontunes2@yahoo. Now, folks, if you can get a lump sum together, there are plans to help you grow, even if it's only a small sum. So if you watched our last broadcast, Whisper2scream June 2018, we brought you stories about good cops and scenes where they actually help in the community. Please check out that broadcast because these next stories paint a different scenario. This is a new segment called Wild Black. So driving while black, walking while black, talking and eating and swimming while black, standing while black, laughing while black, all while black. Now, under that heading, while black, how about paying your restaurant bill while black? In St. Louis, Missouri area, a group of about 10 college freshmen were walking back to the campus when they were accosted by the police, who accused them of leaving an IHOP without paying the bill. They denied it, of course, and some of them produced receipts, but all of them were ordered to walk all the way back to the restaurant, accompanied by a fleet of about 5 police cruisers driving along their walk. Now imagine, now imagine, you got a group of 10 young black people walking back, surrounded by police cars, a fleet of police cars escorting them back to the restaurant. I mean, what a sight that must have been, and totally unnecessary for all those cars. Anyway, of course, the manager said that they had indeed paid their bill, and then they were released. It's still not clear why they chose this group of young black men who were beginning their first year at the university. It seems they didn't fit the description of the perks other than they were black. So again, if you produce a receipt, why must you be ordered to return to the restaurant? So the police are doing an internal investigation, and well, let's just say we know how those internal investigations go. Now add to that selling water while being a black child and also crying out to your dad while he's being arrested. Now, we're not going to show you the film of these 2 situations. You've probably seen them online anyway, but we just want to show you these pictures of these stills. And just know that both these children are around 9 years old, and they were wrestled down to the ground like grown men by the police. And their arms were twisted behind them like these police were dealing with grown men. And we, as grown men, adults, can only stand there and watch it happen and hold our anger on the inside. First, these assaults were towards black men, and then towards black women. And now it's being aimed at our babies. So what's up with that? We may not be able to change how police view our communities, but we can change how we conduct ourselves in our communities. I know most of us are at least casual with our neighbors, but the time has come for us to become comrades in the fight to gain respect for who we are and where we live. That means we have to at least greet our neighbors when we see them. That means we have to be aware of who is in our communities and how they conduct themselves, whether it be our neighbors, strangers, or the police. And we will be talking more about this issue in future broadcasts. And please post your comments and ideas in the comments section below. We appreciate that. But getting back to our children, just the other day I saw a kid around 12 standing at the intersection selling water and Gatorade. And I thought to myself, there are no jobs for these kids who want to earn money legitimately. And when they find their own ways to create income, people call the police on them. Personally, I am so proud of these young entrepreneurs determined to follow the American dream. Now, a famous poet named Maya Angelou wrote a poem titled, "And Still I Rise." So no matter what atrocities are being levied against our community, and right now, I want you to know, I feel like I'm sitting in the middle of the year 1954 because of what I have to say and that I have to talk like this. I just want to say, yes, we are magical, but we're still human beings. And we always have a good news story, and here's another one of them. This woman is named Dorothy Lowokudu, and I hope I said her name right. She is the first female head keeper of the Ratiti Elephant Sanctuary in northern Kenya in the remote Matthews Mountain Range. Now, her mission is to rescue abandoned elephant calves, nurse them back to health, and then send them back out into the wild. So far, they have rescued more than 30 elephants. She is most proud of rehabilitating a baby elephant that many thought was sure to die. She says she and her staff never tire of their mission, and they work hard to maintain this refuge. Oh yeah, we are proud of her and her staff. And we are thankful for their contribution for the betterment of this universe. We wish her much success. We have come to the close of another installment of Whisper to Scream. Thank you for joining us. We ask that you leave a comment below and please click the like button. You can also reach us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at CoonTunes, the number 2. And email us at CoonTunes, the number 2, at yahoo.com. And there's one more thing. We have to make a commitment to treat each other better. It's the only way that we are going to rise. So as always, stay woke and be blessed.